Okay, this is our video on adding, it's 8i, adding and subtracting fractions with algebra. So let's just recall how to do the regular ones of adding and subtracting. These are the problems where we have to find a common denominator. So sometimes I would just multiply these two together. So I rewrite my fractions with a common denominator of 15. And these are the ones where I say, okay, if I turned this into 15, I did it by multiplying by 3. So I have to multiply that by 3. A lot of you will remember that. And this one I must have multiplied by 5, so I have to multiply the top by 5. And then I just add the tops. Usually I just leave it like that. If you want to write it as 1 and 4 over 15, that's fine, but I just leave mine like that as an improper fraction. So let's try it with algebra. Sometimes it can actually be easier with algebra. So A says x over 4 minus 2x over 5. Usually easier to work down. So maybe pause and give it a go if you want, but all you do is get the common denominator, usually by multiplying, sometimes not, and then decide what you multiplied by. So that has to be 5x up here. And I multiplied by 4, so that has to be 8x up here. And then I subtract 5x minus 8x is negative 3x over 20. You can use your calculator and just leave it. So B is 7x over 3 plus x over 6. Now, if you multiply and get 18 for your common denominator, that's fine. But the other method is saying, does one way is saying, does the smaller number divide into the bigger number? And it does, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to make this 6, because I know I can just multiply by 2. So I get 14x. So I get 14x. And I just multiplied by 1 there, so this stays the same. So that's 15x over 6. Just leave it. Well, maybe I would simplify that, wouldn't I? Let's simplify it, because 3 goes into both. But for today, I'm really concerned about you getting the adding, not as concerned about that. Simplifying. Okay, I'm going to do C right under where it's written. This is the only one that's a little bit hard. I pick 10, because it's 5 times 2. Then I multiplied this by 5, so I have to multiply the top by 5, but I have to put this in brackets. Same on this side. I multiplied this by 2, so I have to put this in brackets. So there's an extra step where I'm expanding. The shadow's terrible in here. Don't forget the 10. And then I'll combine like terms, the x's and the numbers. Done. Okay. Now, there's a subtracting and adding when I have x's on the bottom. This is a little bit harder. It's more extension. So let's do this one. I know that I could turn this really easily into a 2x, so I'm going to make both my denominators 2x by multiplying this by 2. So I gotta look by something I can multiply 1 by to get the other one. Something I can multiply one of these by to get the other one. So if I multiply by 2, then I have to multiply the top by 2. And then I just subtract 4 minus 5 is negative 1 over 2x. I'll do B over here. Try to stay out of the shadow. I can see that if I multiply this one by x, I'll get it to be x squared. So that stays 3. That stays 3. But this one I have to multiply by x. So I have to do the top by the same, so I get 2x. So it gives me 2x plus 3 for the top, numerator, over x squared. And these are the questions, not too many, for 8i.